Okay, now we're actually going to play the Vaporeon deck today. Which I believe was the first Pokemon TCG product I ever bought was a Vaporeon GX tin. Which I'm not sure what happened, because with tins you get the redeem code for the card, not the individual packs. So I was only supposed to get the card when I redeemed the code. However, since in the Sun and Moon era it was originally sold as a GX deck, I ended up getting the deck anyway when I was supposed to just get one card. But anyway, since Sun and Moon is completely rotated out of Standard, we have to play Expanded. Now, in the Pokemon TCG, there are two competitive formats. There's Standard, which is pretty much the current generation, and it's pretty much the current generation of cards, and sometimes a few of the last generation, if you're lucky. These are all the, quote, legalized cards that are good for Standard play. And then we have this format, which is Expanded, which is pretty much all the legal cards you can get in from Black and White all the way to Scarlet and Violet. So, although not every card is available in Expanded, some cards are still banned to keep the game competitively healthy, like Shaman EX. But you can always play unlimited format for that, which is pretty much just no holds bar. Anyway, as I said, this is the Vaporeon GX deck, which GXs are my second favorite chase cards in all of the Pokemon TCG. I love how they look, and I love their mechanics as well. Some of them powering up themselves to use their GX attacks, some powering up others to use their GX attacks. Sometimes the GX attack gets energy or Pokemon cards or what have you. And since this was a Gen 7 deck, we get the best Eevee card, which, as you see right here, has the Energy Evolution ability, which, depending on what energy you attach to it, you can just evolve Eevee into that Pokemon straight away. As you saw here, I attached Water Energy to it, so I had the option to evolve it into Vaporeon, which I did. So I got my Vaporeon GX out and ready to play. And if I had a Glaceon in the deck, I could have also evolved Eevee into a Glaceon with the Water Energy. If you attach Lightning Energy, you get Jolteon. You attach Dark Energy, Umbreon, Fairy Energy, Sylveon, so on and so forth. Pretty much it was the best Eevee just because you could attach energy and evolve it immediately into whatever evolution you wanted, which includes chase cards, obviously. I was gonna say that this would make all of the EVVs and EVV maxes more playable, but I realized that these are basics, not evolution, so yeah. That's another mechanical difference between these and GXs, is that GXs need to be evolved into, like I said last episode. This was in order to balance the game, and it also gives more flexibility within your deck. Because it doesn't matter what because again, with Eevee here, it doesn't matter what Eevee card I use, as long as I have an Eevee card, I could evolve it into a Vaporeon GX no matter what. So, Now, I believe this was an expanded competitive deck. I'm not sure what deck it was, but it seemed to be competitive. No, yes, no. I'm not sure, actually, now that I'm looking at this. Yeah, never mind. But anyway, so GXs were the Pokemon TCG's equivalent to Z moves, right? Because ever since Mega Evolution in X and Y, the TCG's been trying to put the game mechanics in as the chase cards. We got Mega EXs in the X and Y era. We got GXs in Sun and Moon era. We got VMAXs in Sword and Shield. Now we got Terrestrialized EXs in Scarlet and Violet. But anyway, this Ninetales is really good. Like, this ability can prevent old... I'm reading it now. Yeah, this ability can prevent any attacks from any Pokemon EXs or GXs. I did have a game, like when I first played this with the GX deck, I did have a game where someone tried to attack my Ninetales, my Alolan Ninetales with, what was it, Reshiram and Charizard Tag Team GX, which was hilarious because, again, it does no because Ninetales' ability means they can't do any damage to me, so I mean, like, didn't try to swap out or anything, they just kept on attacking with their RC tag team, and it was just embarrassing. They even used the GX attack on me. That's ridiculous, but anyway. Right here, I've powered up my Quagsire to use Hydro Pump, which does 60 plus 20 more for the amount of water energy attached to this Pokemon, which means it will always do 100, which at base, and I mean really base, it will do 120 if you're using a water tech, you know. But anyway, can I just say, why were Pokemon GXs called GXs? Because they're supposed to be based on Pokemon Z moves. But again, so why wouldn't they be called Pokemon Z? Or Pokemon ZXs? Or something like that. Yeah, the main gimmick of the GX cards is that they all have this thing called a GX attack, which can only be used once per game. As you see the token on the side over there, the black and yellow one, that's the GX token, and if I was to use Vaporeon GX's GX attack, Cure Shower, the token will flip over and I wouldn't be able to use it anymore. So, yeah, can I just say I love the sound design with these moves? I said that last episode, but the sound design is so good. The sound of the water makes me thirsty. Like, it really does. But anyway. So the GX attacks can only be used once per game, and they are either usually really strong, but you usually have a second effect, like poisoning your target, or taking all the energy from their hand, or, you know, something crazy, stuff like that. Basically, a well-timed GX attack can completely fuck over your opponent's game plan. And right here I've got the Lily card, which I myself was pretty happy because Lily is my favorite Pokemon character. I love that character so much. She is up there with me. Like, she is one of my I wouldn't say top 3 characters, but definitely up there with some of my most favorite characters of all time. I absolutely love Lily. But anyway, now I got 2 Poipoles and a Naganadel, or is it Naganadel? I don't know, I kind of flop back and forth between the two pronunciations. Sometimes I say Naga Nadel, sometimes I say Naga Needle. Anyway, Naga Nadel is actually a really good card. It's like really good because it's got an attack that only costs 2 energy, and I think it does 120. I think I might be wrong on that. And I think it also poisons your target as well, and it has an ability where you can search the discard pile for... Was it a psychic type energy, or is it any kind of energy? It was one of the two. So you can power it up, or you can power up another Pokemon as well. Which, this is basically what the GX deck is all about. It's all about gathering water energy and moving it around. Because, yeah, that's it really. Yeah, the GX decks were made way more better than these. Because again, the problem with the battle decks is that they weren't really that good. They were either built... The deck was either solely built around the Pokemon V, or there was some other powerful card that was more useful than the Pokemon V. And again, V battle decks only had one copy of a Pokemon V. Again, that Noivern deck only had one copy of a Noivern. And the... Yeah. I'm trying to remember what other decks I have now. I can't bloody remember, but yeah, anyway. Yeah, here it is, cleaning up. This is a good ability. During your turn before you attack, you may attach a basic energy from your discard pile to, what was it, this Pokemon? Yeah, to this Pokemon. And then you got Quagsire's ability, which is, what was it called? Water Up, I think, or Wind Up. Where you basically get to attach as many basic energy as you want from your bench to your active Pokemon. So, basically how this deck works is you use Crashing Wake, I think it was, to search out all your cards by discarding 2 water energy. You use Naga Needle to get all of the water energy from the discard pile onto your bench, and then you use Quagsire's ability to attach all of the energy from your bench to your active Pokemon. Hopefully your Vaporeon GX, and yeah, and just go to town. Pretty much. It's a way more good constructed deck because, again, you don't have to use... You don't have to use it on Vaporeon. You could use it on your Ninetales or even your Lapras. Right here I use Vaporeon GX's ability, which allows you to heal up to 30 damage to a Pokemon that has a water energy to it. Which I wouldn't pick Vaporeon to be a team healer kind of role, but it apparently works really well. Especially for water decks, because obviously you're going to be using a lot of water energy, and if you attach water energy to all of your water Pokemon, you basically just get to heal any of them whenever you want. So I just spend a few turns powering up my Vaporeon GX, and I keep using Quagsire because its Hydro Pump attack is just really damn good right now. Oh yeah, here's Professor Kukui, which allows you to draw 2 more... which allows you to draw 2 more cards if I think your card was damaged. So anyway, I heal up my Quagsire again, and I just keep using Hydro... I am just essentially just keep using the Hydro Pump now because... Yeah, I've got a consistent loop going on right now. I just got a consistent loop of like healing with Vaporeon and attack him with Quagsire. And as you see, I'm giving this Ice Rider Calyrex a run for its money. As I almost KO'd it right there. I was just like 10 away from actually KOing, but since since it can only heal so much, I'm going to KO it anyway. Plain and simple. I think I win this game with this Quagsire. Excuse me. I just ate before I did this. I need to stop doing that, so I stopped burping in the recordings. But hey, what you gonna do, fool? Jesus. No, I don't win with this. Okay, yeah, that's the huge power gap. Not just because it's a normal card, but again, because there are two different generations, there's a big power creep and power gap in the expanded, because again, the cards from like all the way from black and white are practically useless now because the power creep for Pokemon cards has gotten so out of hand. Anyway, I get another energy from the discard pile and attach it to Naganidle, and then I use its attack. Okay, this is a really good attack. It does 80 and does, what was it? Does 3 more damage counters for every prize card taken. For every prize card your opponent's taken. With either your opponent's taken or you have left, or how many you've taken. But basically, it's a really powerful late game card. You can practically win. Yeah, Naganidle's really underrated. This is a surprisingly good card. And I love the detail that the Ultra Beasts have their own classification in the TCG, at least in at least in Sun and Moon. Because if you notice, there is a border. There's a not a border. What was it? What's it called? There's a title right there underneath the HP where it says Ultra Beast for all of the Ultra Beast Pokemon, because those were a big deal at the time. And I do like that detail. I like it even more with the GX Pokemon, because GX Ultra Beasts have a different-ish design from regular GXs. Like, regular GXs, like, have a blue theme, you know? They all have definitely a blue theme with the boxes, and a metallic theme as well. Well, with Ultra Beasts, they do keep a metallic theme, but however, all the blues have been swapped out for reds. And they even have this, like, cool tribal pattern. A cool tribal pattern within the names of the box. Within the box name. Now I move in my Vaporeon GX, and as you saw, I could have used my GX attack, but honestly, it's not really that useful. I guess it's situational, really. Yet, Vaporeon's GX attack is Cure Shower, which allows you to heal your Pokemon and get rid of any status effects, which allows you to fully heal